How's it, guys? Welcome back. It's been a while. The last time we were obviously chatting about Orlando Pirates and the success that Orlando Pirates was experiencing at the time, but now we shift to Bafana Bafana, and this episode will probably be going live on the day of one of the biggest games South Africa has played in a very, very long time. We play against Rwanda at home, needing to win at the very least, and also hoping that Nigeria do us a favor on the other side as well. But Joe, how you been and how you feeling about the game?
Yeah, all good. A bit disappointed, for the Zim game. I think we actually played okay. We hit the post twice. Sometimes just not your night, and I think it was one of those days for Bafana Bafana. But I think they're keeping the goals for the game against Rwanda. So I'm actually confident that it's all in our hands, because I really do think that if we beat Rwanda, we'll go to the World Cup. Because I really don't see Benin winning in Nigeria, because winning in Nigeria is extremely difficult, and Nigeria has something to play for. And so it's on us tomorrow. Like, we have to beat Rwanda, and I think we will.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this team, I mean, they've done pretty well in high pressure situations. A lot of these guys in this side have played in big semi-finals, big finals, and there's a lot of experience in this team with big games. So you like to think that we can at least do our side of the job and win the game. What happens on the other side is not really in our control at all. And I don't really want to know or don't want to see the implications of if we don't proceed, because I feel like the country would have a bit of a mini meltdown, just because I think everyone, the frustration as to what happened is sort of simmering under the surface, sort of waiting to see what's going to happen. If we proceed, obviously everyone will sweep it under the carpet. But if we end up not going to the World Cup, I think that we could have a bit of a situation on our hands, and I think there's going to be a lot of angry people. You were chatting to me a little bit during the week about the implications of not qualifying, just financially for some of the clubs. Do you want to just dive into those numbers?
Yeah, so I was looking at, how much does FIFA compensate the clubs when you've got internationals that play at the World Cup. In the last World Cup, clubs were compensated $11,000 a day per player, right? Knowing that when you're in the first round, you stay around 2 weeks, which is 15 days. That's around 3 million rand for one player, but the club gets compensated. Now, Pirates, hopefully, if we go to the World Cup, which we will, we'll get at least 5 players, and that's 15 million rand that we would get from FIFA, just because we've got Orlando Pirates players that are playing the World Cup. So you know what? We need to qualify first for South Africa, of course, but even for South African football, qualifying will make a big difference, because you'll have all the big clubs. You have the Sundowns, you have the Pirates, you have some Chiefs players, I'm sure, in the World Cup as well, and it will be very good for them to get this money. So we need to qualify for South African soccer.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, and you put that into context. I mean, to win the league in South Africa is like 15 million rand. So it's the equivalent of like winning the league in South Africa when we qualify. And if we don't, I mean, these clubs are missing out on some serious money that they would be basically getting if we went to the World Cup. So the implications are far-reaching, and I feel like the South African public, I mean, they feel angry and frustrated, and I, as a spectator now as well, I'm just as frustrated with the situation we find ourselves in. But then I keep going back to myself as a player and thinking, we angry as supporters, but what effect does it really have on our lives if we don't qualify as a supporter? Like, we miss watching our country at the World Cup. It's a little bit frustrating for us or whatever. Like, but as a supporter, it doesn't really affect your life. Whereas for the players, it could change your whole trajectory of your life. But if you go to a World Cup, you play one good game, you could end up in a top league in Europe. It's just like the implications for players not to qualify, especially when you've done enough to qualify, and then because of an administrative error, you don't end up going to the World Cup. If we are frustrated as supporters, can you just imagine what it must feel like for a footballer when they know that this one scenario, one situation could change the course of your life?
100%. Like, I think for a player, when you've got on your CV that you played in the World Cup, first you've had millions of people that have watched your games. And secondly, like on your CV, like 100% your value increases. So also again, for the PSL clubs, to have Saraca play for the World Cup, it's huge for them because it will be way easier as well to sell to Europe and to the USA and some other countries because they look at the best players that you can have, the best players they play in the World Cups. So for PSL clubs, it's very, very important that we also qualify. That's for sure. The players, their value will increase and they'll have more chances to go to a bigger club if they play the World Cup. So I think we're all behind them against Rwanda, that's for sure.
I mean, I even look at guys like Shaba. Look at what one goal did to his whole life. He's known worldwide. That one goal has triggered so many things for him, even post his career, where he can do so many things in terms of being an ambassador, doing all these different things, and just from one World Cup and a World Cup that they didn't even qualify for. They were just automatically given that qualifying spot, whereas this group has actually done enough to qualify. So they've earned it, and I just hope that we get there because I don't want to have to deal with the backlash if we don't. I feel like it's going to be far reaching. So let's hope for the best. Joe, obviously, just to chat about some of our Pirates guys, and maybe start with, we'll get to Mbokazi, but let's start maybe with Sipho Mbule. I thought he was phenomenal. I mean, the last 3 games he's played for Hugo Broos in the number 10 role. He's been fantastic. He should have got on the score sheet. He had 3 or 4 chances where I know him so well. He finishes normally from that range and it just missed by half a meter here and a meter there. But everything that we did good on that night came through Sipho.
Yeah, Bole was very good against Zim, that's for sure. He shows that his quality. We all knew he had qualities, but this season he shows that he's got the qualities back, and so it's something that we forgot about him when he was a bit at Sundowns. We could see like at Sekokune, it was getting back to him. But now at Paris, with the players he has around him, like he's really good. And he shows with Bafana Bafana that has also a great team around him. That is the best number 10 we have at the moment for sure in the country. Yeah, it was very unlucky to not score. But again, I think he's keeping the goals for Rwanda. So let's hope.
Yeah, and speaking about goals, I saw today that Lyle Foster was heavily strapped and didn't participate in the session today. Do you think Magopa gets a start up front, or do you think it's just precautionary and Lyle starts? Because Hugo Broos did come out today sort of backing Lyle and say how important he is to the team. The South African public has been left quite frustrated. He didn't play that well against Zimbabwe, but his hold-up play is very effective. And yeah, look, he hasn't had his goal-scoring boots on, but he does add a lot of value to our side.
I mean, Lyle Foster, he plays in the Premier League. He scored 5 goals last year in the Premier League. If we have the top striker in South Africa, it's Lyle Foster. So I really hope he'll be in the team against Rwanda. And if he's not, you know what, Magopa, he'll do the job. We know he can do it. He's shown it before at the AFCON last year. Magopa scored like a huge goal against Morocco. So he can do it again. I just hope, like, for me as a big Lyle Foster fan, and yes, he was not great against Zim, but it happens, right? It's a striker's life. Sometimes you don't bury your chances, but he'll keep the burying for
Yeah,
the
the
Rwanda
only thing
game.
that actually frustrated me, and it's not that he didn't score, it's that in the big moments where I felt like our striker, you have to shoot, and he was looking to pass, and I was thinking, you're the guy, you are number 9, you're the one who's playing in the Premier League with the like big profile. In those big moments, like take the shot. Don't look to offload the responsibility to somebody else because he does have the quality, he does have the finish. There were just 2 occasions, I think, where he tried to pass where I thought to myself, like, just have a go there. Don't try to give that to somebody else. And I just hope that on Tuesday, tomorrow, that if he's presented with those opportunities, that he doesn't hesitate and try to offload the responsibility to someone else because he does have the quality to do it.
Lyle, he knows that he's the best number 9 in the country. I think he knows that himself. So that also puts yourself under huge pressure. And I think that's what happened against him, where you could feel the stadium, after he missed his first chance. They were not backing him that much. So I hope Nelspruit will be a bit different. And like we need the crowd in Nelspruit to be behind the boys, even if we don't play that well at the beginning, even if we miss chances. We need to have the best crowd we ever had for Bafana Bafana, because we'll need to push them to victory, and it's not going to be easy. Like Rwanda has a very good defense, but a very good keeper as well. So we're going to be frustrated at first, but we have to keep pushing the boys. And like a Foster, like he needs also the backing from the supporters. Number nines, we all know they work a lot on confidence, and we need to give him all the confidence he needs for the game.
Yeah, 100%. There's been a bit of an undertone on social media as well. There's like this, I don't know what they're calling it, like clubism or something, where it's like there's almost this division where Chiefs fans are really upset because they not have a representation in the national team. And like there's this ongoing sort of drama about Hugo Bruce not picking the guys in form. Where's Lorch? Where's this? Like, it just feels like right now we just need everybody in South Africa to get behind Bafana Bafana. It doesn't matter who's wearing that national team jersey. Everyone just needs to pull in the same direction here. And I'm talking about fans, everybody. Like, because there's no point being divided now. I mean, who are we to doubt Hugo Bruce? I mean, he's done everything to get us into this situation now. He's been phenomenal, one of the best national team coaches our country's ever seen. And just one hiccup that wasn't even necessarily his fault. And now we're staring down the barrel of the gun and he's starting to take criticism. I find it very strange that we're starting to turn on each other already, and we might very well qualify tomorrow.
Put it this way, I'm a Pirates fan, but if we play 0 Pirates players tomorrow and we win, I won't mind at all. So, like this clubism thing, it has to stop in South Africa. The country is bigger than the clubs. Like for the clubs, we need the country to do well so that we can export players and we can show how good the PSL is. So we need everyone backing the Bafana Bafana. And, like it's very surprising that people were talking about Bruce and he selects him and doesn't select this one. We know he's been doing that for, how long has he been there? For 5-6 years? He's been doing that forever. It's not a new thing. It's not because you draw against Zimbabwe that now everything is gone to the pits, Bruce has always been like this. It's worked very well for him. It's worked very well for South Africa. So we must trust him. And as I said, but there's no Chiefs players, no Pirates players, no Sundowns players. Who cares? As long as the players do the job, and I think they will.
And then lastly, Joe, before we go, just to chat about Umbokazi's red card. Again, I thought he was phenomenal. Probably our best player on the pitch again. Yeah, I mean, some massive blocks. I mean, if he doesn't make that block right at the end, we lose the game to Zim, and yeah, it could be curtains for us already. I actually like it a little bit where I see guys wear their hearts on their sleeve, and they you could see the urgency, and he just wanted to get the game going, and this guy was in his face, and he's like, obviously, the reaction's not ideal, but I'd rather have that than somebody who doesn't care, who doesn't really push to get the team going again. But what did you make of the red card and sort of the reaction afterwards?
So I'm the same as you. I like players that really push and that really care and that will make the foul when they need to make the foul and that will, when they lose, they get angry. I'm like that. So I've always liked players like this. Just like it's a bit unfortunate for us because now we've got our best defender that's not going to play like the crucial game against Rwanda. I get him. He was very frustrated. I think the Zimbabwe striker was very good in trying to get under his skin. We have to also remember he's only 19, right? He's going to learn from it for sure. And it's good that he learns it now and that it's not during a World Cup game where we need to qualify for the next round or something else. The good thing is that, yes, Mbokazi is not here against Rwanda, but we've got very, very good centre backs in the squads that will do the job as well. But as for Mbokazi, yeah, he's going to learn a lot from this. I won't blame him because he's still young and at least he shows he cares, and I prefer players like this that just don't care about anything. So it will be okay. And he will learn from it. And for his career, he's got such a long career ahead of him. He will learn a lot from that red card. That's for sure.
Yeah, literally the only thing that I'm upset about is that if we do go to the World Cup, that he'll miss the first game of the World Cup because I feel like that stage is set for him. He's shown he's at that level, and I just want him to be playing at the top level. And so the only thing that upset me was the fact that he would be suspended for 2 games and miss the opening game of the World Cup because we're thinking positively here and we're going to the World Cup and he's going to be suspended for 2 games. So that's the only thing that upset me. But the red card in the last minute, I mean, it didn't affect the result at all. And he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I love that. Joe, before we go, quickly, give me a score prediction. What's happening tomorrow? I'll Bafana going to the World Cup.
South Africa will win 2-0.
Okay, and
And
Nigeria,
your side?
Benin?
Now, I actually think Nigeria will beat Benin. Just like for me, I just think that Benin is not going to win Nigeria, which is fine for us. I don't really care about their game. As long as Benin doesn't win and we win, we'll be okay. But I think Nigeria is actually going to win. I don't know what you think from your side, but
Yeah, look, I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be tight. I think it'll probably Nigeria win 1-0 and we win 1-0 and we go to the World Cup.
we'll go
Yeah.
to the World Cup.
And we'll be stressing till the very last minute, hoping not for like an equalizer or something in the last minute. It's going down to the wire. It's just the most South African thing is that we don't do anything the easy way, and we like to make everybody sit on the edge of their seats and bite their fingernails. We did in the Rugby World Cup, and now just to get to the Football World Cup, we're going to make people sit on the edge of their seats. Cool, guys. Let us know your predictions in the comments, and hopefully the next time we're chatting, we'll have secured our spot at the World Cup, and we will be speaking Orlando Pirates in our next episode coming next week. But thank you very much for joining us. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next one.